These stories are real, new, now. We now know the places an individual who tested positive for COVID-19 visited in the Ozarks. We'll tell you where those were and what to do if you were there around the same time.
Missouri sees its first death from COVID-19. More details on the ongoing situation coming up.
Plus, local hospitals are adding visitor restrictions as a precaution to the outbreak. We explain what those are. Ozarks Fox News at 9 starts right now.
Real, new, now. This is Ozarks Fox News at 9.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Adams.
And I'm Jennifer Abreu. Let's get to our top story tonight. One of the biggest developments of the day, the first death reported in Missouri due to COVID-19.
Governor Mike Parson, along with the mayor of Columbia and a doctor from the MU Health System, made that announcement at the Capitol this afternoon.
Our Jesse Inman joins us now in the studio with details and what you need to know tonight about COVID-19 across the state. Jesse.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Governor Parson and Mayor Brian Treese of Columbia say that death is a person in their 60s, and it came just one day after they were diagnosed.
It's unfortunate we're going to be here speaking today. We've had our first death of COVID-19 here in the state of Missouri. It occurred in the Columbia area.
The patient who tested positive yesterday for a travel-related case of coronavirus, COVID-19, has died.
Parson also announced today that Missouri is up to 24 total positive cases of COVID-19. Yesterday we were at 15, so that's 9 more. That's our biggest one-day jump of confirmed cases in the state. 2 of those are Washington University professors. Now, Parson also signed a couple of executive orders today in response to the virus. The first is Executive Order 2003. That'll move April 7th's municipal elections to a later date. Jen will expand on that and the details of that here in just a couple of minutes. But the other is Executive Order 2004, which gives local departments the ability to suspend state regulations as needed. He says this is a wide order, and it's supposed to help ease regulations on things like telemedicine and commercial transportation as well, so essential supplies can be delivered, even easing the barriers so that more people can step into the education profession here. So lots of things that will cover. The state's Small Business Administration is also working on a change to help small businesses apply for disaster loans to help through these difficult times.
All right, Jesse, thank you. Well, making local news tonight, we're learning new details about Greene County's 4th COVID-19 case. That person came into contact with an international traveler who had coronavirus. Now, this afternoon, the health department issued a public warning about the person's activities over the last few weeks, places they visited here in town. And our Madison Heaver has been tracking this. Madison, what did you find out?
Yeah, John, Director Clay Goddard wanted to inform the public of a potential COVID-19 exposure, but he strongly emphasizes if you were at these locations I'm about to tell you about, your risk for contraction is low. On March 5th, the person with the 4th case in Greene County went to lunch with international travelers at Bruno's Italian restaurant. Then they shopped at the Branson Landing. On March 6th, the international travelers had breakfast at Hemingway's and shopped at Bass Pro. On March 12th, the 4th case had dinner in a private room at Ocean Zen. And on March 13th, the 4th case had lunch at the Big Biscuit on South Campbell. But again, Director Goddard says there is no need to self-quarantine if you were at the same places unless symptoms develop.
People are thought to be most contagious when they are most symptomatic. Some spread is possible before people show symptoms, but it is not thought that this is the main way that the virus is transmitted. It's also not thought that touching a surface or object that has the virus on it is the primary way in which that virus is transmitted to another human being.
Goddard also put an end to a rumor that our COVID-19 patients attended a local church service during the time frame. That is not true, but there is some good news tonight. The first case of coronavirus in Greene County has been cleared of illness and was released from isolation.
All right, Madison, thank you. Good information tonight. Now, some good news surrounding the surrounding the coronavirus outbreak. The Boys and Girls Club of Springfield had to be shut down, but they are not letting that affect their ability to provide for their members. Ozarks Fox's Frances Lynn saw firsthand how the club is still offering help to those who need it right now. Frances.
Even though the club decided to close down for now, they're still providing free meals for club members every day. There are 3 locations club members can do a drive-through pickup without having to get out of their car. Each unit has a list of members so they can be easily marked off when they receive food for the day. The club already served over 500 people, and each member gets 3 meals per day. And only at this Fremont unit I visited, they are receiving donations to be able to keep giving out those meals.
We'll sanitize, disperse it between the clubs, and we are hoping that by keeping it at one location, we can keep better control over ensuring that it's safe to give out to our families.
For those 3 pickup locations and addresses, visit our website, ozarksfirst.com.
All right, Francis, thank you. Well, local hospitals are continuing to add visitor restrictions as a precaution to the outbreak. At Mercy, each person is now required to answer questions and have their temperature taken before being allowed to visit patients. During the screenings, patients will be asked who they are there for and if they had been out of the state in the last 3 weeks, and if they have a cough or have had other symptoms recently. This is just the latest of many restrictions hospitals have put in place, not as a requirement, but as a community effort. Craig McCoy says those who are cleared in the screenings will receive a sticker that tells staff each visitor is assigned to a specific patient.
But also we're keeping a log of who's coming in the facility, because as this develops, if there becomes more widespread community spread, it gives us the ability to track who's been in our facilities, and in the event that we need to contact them from a potential exposure standpoint, and working with the health department, we have a record of who's been here.
All visitors are limited to going in the south entrance at Mercy. Patients can only have 1 visitor per day, and that visitor must be under the age, or can't be anyone under the age of 18.
Well, looking around the Ozarks now, Springfield's mayor has ordered all dine-in bars and restaurants be closed. But in Branson, another major town here in southwest Missouri, they're still open. Even in an emergency situation, Mayor Ed Akers must meet with the Board of Aldermen, and an ordinance must be passed before any action is taken. Akers issued an emergency proclamation last night. This will task the city manager to respond quickly. The proclamation also says it will have no effects on business operations at this time. Mayor Akers says he is taking every precaution he can.
It's a unique situation. We have a lot of people coming here thinking that we should be open, that they want us to be open. They've not heard of any report of a virus here, and that's true, but we know it's coming. We know it's going to happen. And so we're trying to prepare for it as rapidly as we can. And I think what we're doing is responsible based on our form of government.
The regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Aldermen has been moved from Tuesday to tomorrow night at 6 so that officials can talk about a plan for COVID-19.
In political coverage tonight.
Mr. Speaker, I just asked that the body, we could take a moment of silence for the lives lost, including Officer Walsh, along with the members who are still in the hospital trying to recover. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please join us in a moment of silence.
This morning in Jefferson City, State Representative Crystal Quaid called for a moment of silence on the House floor in honor of the individuals who died in the Monday morning shooting at the Come and Go here in Springfield. And back here in town, people lined the streets yesterday as the body of Officer Christopher Walsh was moved from the coroner to the funeral home. Arrangements for the fallen officer have yet to be announced.
Well, also in political coverage, the April 7th Missouri municipal elections have been postponed until June 2nd. Governor Parson signed the executive order this morning saying this postponement is necessary to help combat the spread of COVID-19 and protect the health and safety of Missouri voters. The executive order says the ballots already printed for the April election will be saved and used for the new election date in June. Only voters who turn 18 by April 7th will be allowed to vote. Absentee ballots can now be cast until June 1st.
Well, on top of everything else that's going on, we have some storms that are going to be moving through the area over the next 24 hours, Jamie.
That's right. While all is calm right now, that will not be the case early in the morning tomorrow. And it looks like that threat for thunderstorms will continue throughout the day and into the evening hours. And some severe weather is possible, if not likely. I'll have more on that after the break.
You're watching Ozarks Fox News at 9. with John Adams, Jennifer Abreu, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warren.